Well, hello, everybody. I wonder how everybody is doing today. We're going to start out by, I'm Ron and this is Judy, and we're Full-Time Dream, and we're going to do our usual little...
Oh.
She made me disappear.
I just hit something in the whole
She made me disappear.
Like...
I'm still here. We're going to start out by, I'm going to say that kind of on a somber note, the Bills lost. You keep making me disappear.
You're still talking.
But the Bills lost, and so I guess the NFL season's over. There's nothing else going to happen the rest of the year or anything like that. There's going to be a Super Bowl, but we're going to be rooting for Tampa Bay so that that guy named Tom Brady doesn't win again, because he's not one of our favorite people in the world. But I wanted to kind of fill everybody in on the Bills Mafia. We kind of, the Bills fans are known as the Bills Mafia, and no, they don't just jump through tables and spray ketchup and mustard all over each other. So far, the Bills Mafia, when the Bills played against the Seahawks this year, nobody knew during the game, but Josh Allen's grandmother had passed away the night before. And he played the game, and when people found out, they started donating in $17 increments in his grandmother's name to Oshai Children's Hospital. And so far, they're over $1 million donated in her name to the Children's Hospital. When they decided that they were going to play in the playoff game against the Ravens, Lamar Jackson got a concussion and at the end of the game, and the Bills Mafia went out. And so far, they've donated over $400,000 to his charity that benefits children, the underprivileged children.
Making backpacks for schools
and giving them food on the weekends. And they also donated to Andy, who broke their playoff drought and helped them get into the playoffs by beating the Ravens. They've donated over $400,000 to his charity. So far, the Bills Mafia has donated over close to $2 million just in those three charities alone. So there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things.
Okay, and the other good thing is we finally made a reservation for the summer. Yay! Our first actual camping reservation. We're going to be at Meetup on the Mohican from June 10th to the 13th. That's in Glenmont, Ohio, at the Mohican Wilderness Campground. And we heard about that through Caribou Dave and the Shrags. S'mores with the s'mores.
Right.
S'mores.
Right.
Do you want to do this, or do you just want to go into the?
You can go ahead and do that one.
Yeah, we'll do this. All right. So today we are interviewing Crusin with the Colemans. We're going to bring them up. Oops. Let me get you. Hey, you're muted for some reason.
There we go. Hi.
Hi.
It wouldn't be 2020 if you didn't have to say unmute yourself. I mean, let's be real.
All right. So While you guys are up here, we're going to say hi to everybody in the stream.
Those
So you
many
guys
as we
can,
hit.
so you guys can,
Absolutely. See who's all here. Who wants to say hi?
we got Lucky Dog Sue,
Hi.
Betty Jean Henson.
Hey, Betty Jean, thank you for coming in.
We got Carl's from Off the Grid.
I wish we were off the grid.
Yeah.
Ashley Ratliff.
Hi, Ashley. Good to see you here.
Got Nate from Traveling Nate Dog.
Nate Dog. Intrepid Adventurer.
We're across
Oh, Australia. Yes,
Oh.
please. There's only I think I saw this morning 109 cases of COVID in Australia. I need to be there. It's gonna be, yeah. The RV may not make.
what are they doing right that nobody else is doing?
Good question.
Got Corey and Lori from the Northwoods RV
Hey,
Life.
Northwoods, RV Life.
They'll be on after us. On
Sweet.
the move.
Hey, on the move.
You.
I love saying that. Move.
You.
I bet they're laughing when we say it.
We've got RV field trip.
Hey, guys.
Cruising with the Colemans is here. Hey, look at that.
What? They're here? Woo!
We're in two places at once. We got Jerry Lynn from Adventurous Jerry Lynn. Hope you're feeling better now. She's not having a good time right now. And we have Millie and James from Weekend RVing. Do we get everybody?
Hey, Lucky Dog asked what our first names. Michelle and Brian.
I'm Brian.
Wow.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I teach middle school. I assume nothing.
All right, so let's start out with introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your channel.
Go ahead, Coleman.
I'm Brian. And this is Michelle. And we started Cruising with the Colemans in 2019.
Yeah.
After several years of doing some really epic adventures and some epic trips, people kept saying, you should do a blog, you should write about it. And we're like, let's do a YouTube channel about it. So that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah, I wish we would have started earlier because it's so funny. People are like, oh, you should go here or there. And I'm like, actually, we've been there. Well, hi, Mama Coleman.
Oh, hi, Mom.
She doesn't get to see our faces. She's down in sunny Florida, so now she can actually see our faces. But the good sun called today.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we've done all these epic things, and people are like, you should do it. And we just thought, too much work. Like, we're teachers. We work hard enough. And so finally we did. We were walking across Spain and Portugal, and Brian started the YouTube channel.
So I was at our first, if you watch our first season, I was editing that entire season on my iPhone that I cracked the screen on the second day we were there.
No, a brand
new iPhone 10.
They didn't even have them in Spain.
So I was editing,
Hi,
filming.
Travel blog.
Hi. I was filming and editing on a cracked screen iPhone and posting 2 videos a week while walking 13 miles a day.
He was insane. I literally just sat there and watched and thought, you're crazy.
You usually were napping while I was editing.
Or hand washing our laundry. Let's
That's
be
true.
real. I did earn my keep a little bit. But that's how things got started, and we've just been having fun. I mean, getting to know other RVers, because the one thing about us is that we're not full timers. So we kind of feel like the kids who are left out in the crowd because we're not full timers. So we don't have that same experience, but yet we leave for 2 months at a time. So for 2 months, we feel like we're full timers. We want to be friends with all of you.
We say we're some-timers.
And we're like,
I
hey.
think there's still a lot of some-timers. I mean, we're not full-time yet.
Yeah, we're working our way that way, but we're not. We're far from full time.
Like Northwoods isn't full time.
We're about 11 years from full time.
I'm hoping it's not going to be that long, but
Good for
we,
you.
Even if it's not, we intend on work camping. So we might be in a place where we can do more things, but we'll still be working.
Now
Exactly.
you're both teachers. What grades do you teach, and what type of subjects are you teaching?
So I teach middle school and high school choir and musical theater,
And I cannot sing a lick at all.
She's okay.
Can't carry a tune. I teach at a college. I teach communication classes. So I teach people how to speak.
See, I told you we wouldn't have trouble with that.
Have you had a chance to share your YouTube channel with some of your classes to involve them in any of it, or are you
Keep it a secret?
Or you try to keep them out of
we
it?
try to keep things family friendly because, like I said,
Which
middle
is-
school and high school.
It's hard for us.
It is. So yes, we have a bunch of students, my students, former and current, and some of hers that follow us. Yeah.
Mostly his, because he knows his kids from like 6th grade till they graduate. So they call us mom and dad, really. And so they love to follow along. So we try really hard to set good examples. So we may talk about alcohol, like our cocktail this week, but we also talk to them about how that's okay, because, as adults, it's okay as long as you're not drinking excessively, like at a campground.
So there's no video of you.
What'd you say?
There's no videos of you drunk and that kind of thing.
No.
I mean, I will say though, our video of the arches and Canyonlands, my best friend from college was with us. And there's a video where I sound like I've been smoking for 20 years because I woke up hungover.
There's a moment in that where it was the morning after, and we were both hurting pretty bad that morning. It shows a little bit on
and,
the.
And he says, "Let me put the camera on and take some video because we're going on a hike." Meanwhile, I've got the hat on, and I'm just like, "Yeah, okay."
I think I remember you saying with that one when you were going on the hike that you were hungover.
I think we hiked about a mile and a
Yeah,
half.
there was very little hiking that day.
We tried.
Yeah, I can see a future video with them having different students singing along in a song along the way. And taking
It
from student to student. I can see something like that happening.
It is definitely real life nursing the travel blog. Got to keep it real. I mean, that's just how it is. And you know what? In 2020, I'm happy to hang out with anybody who wants to hang out with us.
We're going to be down in your area when we go to the Mohican
Mohican.
campground.
Yeah, that's a great campground. We've been to
You're
that
gonna
campground
love it.
before.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
They have kayaking and tubing. It's a blast. But I would stay away from the river on a Saturday.
Well,
It's really
Yeah.
crowded.
don't go tubing on a holiday weekend. Navigating through all of the giant tubes connected, and the drinking is tough.
But when you're at Mohican, we're going to be heading into Key West.
Oh, nice. It'll be a little warm.
If it's June or July, we are not here.
Yeah.
Right.
For forever best friend. I love that name. Hi. I don't know.
So how was it traveling? You guys did travel this summer. How was it traveling during the pandemic?
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're from Dayton, Ohio. And so we leave Dayton as quick as we can. We know where Worcester is. But yeah, it was hard because everything was on the fly. And as teachers, we kind of plan things a little bit more than that. And plus we're traveling at the busiest time of the year. So if we don't make reservations, we're not going to get, those beautiful sights on the water that I get to drool over every time I see from everybody else.
Right.
But we were kind of having to go on the fly because national parks weren't even open when we left.
Right.
And New Mexico wasn't open the entire time we were there.
So Memorial Day weekend was that Friday before Memorial Day was my last day of school. So we literally trucked out as fast as we could, and we were heading south. We had to make a few adjustments to our itinerary. Like she said, New Mexico was
Boonshop.
completely shut down. So we didn't get to do anything much there. And we didn't travel quite the way we normally would. We didn't get to, visit farmers markets and go into the cities and do stuff, but it was still a fantastic trip.
Boonshop Museum, amazing.
Dayton, Ohio.
Gotta love it. I will say though, so we're huge planners, love planning. But we're gonna go if the world opens up again, and if we go to back to Europe, which is our plan for 2022, we're thinking about going with very little plan, which will be a stretch. So the pandemic created this monster inside of me that wants to try to do something without a plan. But that being said, 2021, the whole trip is planned and all the reservations are made. So
the spreadsheet is.
You have to be very flexible, and I mean, because every place you go could be, every city you go through has different rules and regulations on what you have to do and all that type of thing. So
it's hard to keep track of all the regulations. I mean, up here in New York, we're just starting to open up again. I mean, all our restaurants have still been closed. They've closed them back down for takeout only. And
right.
I mean, up here it's like a fortress. It's so sad when I saw everybody at the Tampa RV show and they're all just hanging out and having a good time. And it's like up here, you can't, I mean, it's winter here, so we don't want to go out anyway. But,
Yeah, we have a 10 p.m. curfew here.
They just canceled it today. Oh. It's now an 11 p.m. curfew.
Ooh.
Because the virus learned to tell time.
It can totally tell time.
It grew up. It got a later.
Whole other subject for another time.
Yeah.
Back to the Bills games. Bills games were on because of the playoff games, and they were in prime time an awful lot. They just started letting 6,700 people go to a Bills game, but at 10 o'clock at night, they shut down the vending so that they could all be in the building, but they couldn't eat or have anything to drink.
Oh my gosh. Well, then why go?
It's just some of the rules are just so silly. But,
it is strange.
Above my pay grade.
Yeah.
We're kind of missing out people coming in too. We got.
You want to say hi?
Keisha's comedy sets and.
Hi, Keisha.
There, Van Life with Gina. Gina's here.
Hi, Gina. Time for exploring. Yeah.
Time for exploring. Yep. I don't know if I missed anybody else up there. If I've missed anybody,
I keep flashing them on the screen if I see somebody coming in. But,
if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry about that.
And don't forget, check out everybody. If you don't know somebody in the stream, check them out. Check out their channels and say hi. And
this is definitely how we've connected with so many people. Mm-hmm. It's been really nice. Like when we started the channel, we didn't really do anything with live streams. Honestly, we didn't even know if the channel was going to go anywhere. We kind of didn't. I kind of wanted to know if we were going to have any fun first.
Yeah.
Because if we were going to have any fun, like I'm not doing this. We're, we haven't hit any magic numbers yet, and so this, like just trying to get involved in live streams has been really fun. I mean, that's why. Like, there's been people we've been connected with on Instagram, but now we're connected on YouTube and connected with even more people, which is fun. I've been watching more videos than I have been working. But yeah, it's been, it's a new world. I like it. Live streams are fun, K&R, especially when you're wearing a foil hat.
You said this is the first time you've been on a live stream?
Yeah,
it is.
You've taken our virginity away. Sorry.
You're supposed to say that word?
Now, the one thing that I found about the live streams is that people actually get to meet you. It's almost more personal than just typing on the screen and seeing your name in the chat. I think that the live streams do an awful lot for people being able to get your personality and that type of thing.
I agree. Like, we've been in in the chat and live streams, but this is the first time people can actually hear us talking
on camera.
Not that any of our videos are ever scripted. So if you see us talking, our kids are always like, is that really you're just planning those jokes? And I'm like, really, we don't think that hard about it. I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair. This is who I am, so that's it. If it's not fun, it's not worth it. You are so right.
Absolutely.
And nursing our travel bug, you guys are so hysterical. I could not have laughed harder at 6'10". Watching 6 foot walk through that fifth wheel was hysterical. And all I kept thinking was, ouch, as he had to bend over to get into the room.
I'm just amazed that some of those campers RVs we've walked into at shows and said, wow, these are really big. And then you see Bill walk through and you're like, wow.
Yeah. 6'10". A number I will not forget.
They stay on a queen size bed though. That's beyond. I mean,
I'm only 6 foot. I hang off the edge of the queen size bed some nights.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", so it's we're looking to get a queen size bed in our trailer. So you guys started out when you were traveling, and then you started doing some RV renovations.
Oh,
Do you have any more plans?
I love a project.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that like
Ours needs to be done.
Well, we watched a lot of videos about people are like, you have to know how to do this yourself. So that was kind of the mentality that started it. And then I swear, you watch somebody use renovation and it's like, hey, we need to do that. We need to do that. And then the idea of living in some space for 2 months, I'm like, if I'm not comfortable, especially because we hike, if I'm not comfortable, I can't do all of that. So that's where it started. And then it kind of grew.
And then, I mean, I guess owning an RV is kind of like owning a boat. It's a never ending job. So there's always something to either fix or upgrade or swap out or.
Are we getting a boat?
No.
I want a boat. I want it all.
We had a pontoon boat for a while. That was fun.
That would be fun.
We rent them every now and then.
He tells me we can't have anything else attached. We take our bikes with us, our hiking gear, and our inflatable kayaks, and that's about it. But we did just have our first granddaughter, so we are going to upgrade in the next few years, and then I might get more to it.
Don't forget about your kitties. You guys travel with cats.
We do.
We do travel with 2 cats.
We travel with Lucia and Pepe. I'm surprised they're not here.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't made an appearance yet.
It's bedtime for them. They'll wake up about 1 a.m. Love the inflatable kayaks on the Move. Love them. I cannot say enough about them. They just pack right into the back of the pickup truck and take up no space. Absolutely super easy to blow up. Best thing we ever got. But yeah, the kitties put up with a lot with us. Lucia was only 6 weeks old when she started RVing, so she's better at it. But Pepe was 3, I think, when we started, and he thinks that we are jerks. But they both love that cat TV changes every few days, when you're traveling. So
yeah, new scenery, new animals, new things to check out. Yeah, we started all our cats when they were really young, and except for Dusty, but she wasn't with us too long. So, but it's definitely easier to get them used to when they're kittens.
Yeah. Well, and Lucia even started walking on a leash when she was. The vet said, start her the moment you get her. So she loves walking on a leash. You get that leash out, and she's standing there like a dog. Yep, time to go.
She waits at the door.
Are your cats indoor, outdoor cats?
No, they're just indoor, but they can go outside when we leash them.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
so they go on short hikes with us every now and then. But
short,
taking
2/10 of a mile.
Taking a cat on a hike is like taking a beagle on a hike. They want to smell everything. So it's very slow going.
True.
But I'm working on a little pin cam, and I'm going to do cat cam videos this summer with Lucia hiking.
Those are going to be our shorts, because what Lucia's world is totally different than anybody else's world.
Yeah.
Well, we did a short because we got a
harness
for Tux, and you can see how he took to that. It wasn't the best thing in the world.
He was flipping all over, and
it's so funny the first time.
Lucia can do the harness and leash all day long, but Pepe we put him in that one that wraps around kind of like a blanket. And that helps because then he kind of feels like the weight, kind of like a weighted blanket. So he feels better, but we have to take him where there are no people. So we try to get an RV spot where it's in the corner as long as there's no people. And I'm amazed at how many people with dogs want to bring their dog over to say hi. And I'm like, if you guys have dogs, if anybody out there has dogs, the cats don't want to say hi.
No,
we do.
If we don't have the cats. Right.
But no, the cats.
Yeah, our dog is smaller than the cats. Most cats. He kind of fits right in and is kind of
somebody's meowing behind us.
He's so cute. He was in your dishwasher video. Oh my gosh, look at that coloring. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, a half lynx. I just saw the comment from Nursing Our Travel, but oh wow, that cat's on the go.
Yeah.
Cat's like, put the harness on. I'll show you how I run. Oh, Pat Yeager's on here. Hi. Hi.
Ron's mom.
That's my mom.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Mom, how you
Figure
doing?
this out, which is just funny. Oh,
Nicole
Nicole Madison.
Hi,
Hi,
Nicole.
honey.
And Frankie, I assume.
I texted you. You didn't text me back. Let's call that out.
On live TV, you're done now.
No, she loves me. It's all good. It's all good. Her daughters love me. You got it. I mean, really.
That's all.
Do you have any goals that you have in mind for this year for your channel?
Oh man.
Yes.
I mean, we'd love to hit those magic numbers, but
Yeah.
we're still pretty far off. So we're just kind of trying to get it there.
So what are you at about now?
I think we're at 640. So, we got the watch hours are pretty good, but because we've got a couple of videos, a video that we never even thought anybody would watch, which
Right.
they always say that, right? It's the installing the backup
Our
camera.
backup camera video.
That one is huge. And then
It's like 5 times more than any other video we have right now.
Right.
yeah, I think doing some more shorts because those are fun. And it's like when we're teaching, it's an easy way to engage. And our cats provide plenty of content.
Right.
And so doing some more of that. And I'm blogging more, which is exciting. I'm doing a lifestyle series, which I'm really excited about because like for a while, my blog was only about travel. And I have a twin. But I decided, so for us, our philosophy is take an adventure with us. And it doesn't matter what we're doing. We could be tent camping, RVing, we could be in a hotel, we could be just backpacking across whatever. It's about the adventure and it's what we're doing together. That's really important to us. So I've been kind of blogging about things that are important to us. So we practice intermittent fasting. So Kay and R, when you were chewing on that beef stick earlier,
Oh,
I was feeling the love. But
Yeah, I still haven't gotten into that intermittent fasting with the keto. I just can't seem to not eat that long.
thank you forever, best friend.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to argue with the results. I know it can be a little controversial and people are like, oh, I could never go 24 hours without eating or whatever, but you get used to it and the results are amazing.
We've done it all. I mean, I don't not here by any means to talk about diet because, but we people know our journey because it's been very public in our circle and because we've lost a lot of weight on Weight Watchers and then we gained it back. And so now we're trying it again, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But it's about the adventure. So the point is 2021 goals, blogging, shorts, trying to get content that people want to see, which is always a guessing game. I would assume you all think that.
Well, the shorts have done amazing for us as far as getting us over the sub count.
Nice.
We were stuck in that between 650, 700 range right in there for quite a long time. And then once she started putting shorts out, our subs
mainly the one, unfortunately our cat died and maybe it was his blessing to us or whatever, but his video went viral that I made of him and that's where we got our sub. Pushed us over, so
Well, the first short that we put out involved major humiliation with me, which is totally fine. But I will say Brian took one for the team because our trailer. So we had a student make our trailer, which is always a fun thing to do, is get students involved, college students who do graphic design. And he threw Brian under the bus with that. If you watch Brian trying to sit in a hammock,
oh my gosh.
It will give you a laugh. Let's just say that.
It was so bad we bought a hammock so I can practice more.
But so the first short we put out, we thought, well, we'll make Michelle look just as bad. And I did. I went face down. I didn't know how much arm strength trapeze artists take. It was bad.
I saw that one. It was like I saw you going off of there and I was like, she didn't even swing at all. It looked like she'd go.
Now, Brian, next week, I think Brian's going to put out his video, and you can see how it's supposed to go, where he swings back and forth. But wait till the very end when you watch him try to get out of the net.
Oh, it's
watch him get out of the net because
it's like trying to get out of a kayak sometimes.
It is.
Yeah.
And that
Everybody's trying to
doesn't
pull
work
it.
out.
Nobody's looking, so I can get out of it because it's this leg doesn't bend that well anymore. And
We were the video from Arches. We went whitewater rafting with some friends, and there was a calm part, and everyone gets out, and I was like, "Oh, hi, hi, Crystal's Texas randomness." Everyone was getting out and swimming, and they're like, "You don't want to get out?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And then I realized why I was so adamant I didn't want to get out, and that's because watching everyone get back in was like, I'm like, no one's lifting this. Like, that's just not gonna happen. So.
But you try to humiliate yourself in your videos because I saw you getting car sick going up to
I live my life car sick.
oh, I hate those.
I got the scratch behind my ear, the ginger chews in my mouth, and Brian's like, "Woohoo, we're having fun." I'm like, "No, we're not."
I might be about to start a fight, but one of my favorite things is our Lewiston Point video, which I think is the second video of this season. And Michelle has an encounter with a snake. And
the Lewiston? I thought you already did that.
Lewiston?
You already
It's
had
on
it.
there.
He already had that.
The video is called "Why Did It Have to Be Snakes?" And
it was at Cumberland Falls. Cumberland. It's Tennessee State Park. It's already out there. And yeah, the title.
Michelle was kind of having a moment where she was going down the trail, like self-comforting herself, like cussing out the snake, not realizing.
I was self-soothing of my encounter with the snake.
Not realizing that I was behind her filming the whole thing. And
funny. And then what did you do?
Oh, and then I said, "Watch out for that snake!" And she screams and like ran off the trail. And
yeah,
it was not my best moment, but it makes for good videos. So
it makes for good video. That's all that counts.
It's true. And then
if we've learned nothing else from reality TV,
keeping it real here. Thank you, Lucky Dog, for watching.
Getting out of the kayak. We pulled up along in this one dredged out, what is it? It is like a overflow, and it's really steep on the one side. So we pulled the kayaks over close to the edge, and you have to try to get up onto the.
He's got bad hips to begin with.
And I had a hip replacement, another bad hip, so I went to get up and did a spin and was stuck in the kayak, and
the kayak went over.
And so she was,
I just wished I had a camera that day.
Yeah.
So she was she was like all concerned until I said, "Yeah, I'm okay," and then she couldn't stop laughing.
Well, that's why inflatable kayaks are so good, because you can just kind of sit down and let it squish. You just kind of move on out.
There you go.
We had a really bad tandem canoe experience once where we went into the water a couple of times and ended up just like, we're done. And that's why we always ride separately in our own kayaks.
It's better for our marriage.
With only a couple of exceptions.
It's really better for our marriage.
We started out with a 17-foot canoe, and we did an awful lot. A lot of people were like, "Oh, there's no way you can keep up with those people that are kayaking." And we went on all of these different trips, and we kept up with them. But
yeah,
to the point where if she wanted to go by herself, that canoe was way too big for her to handle to get on and off the car, and so we went and we sold that, and we ended up getting 3 kayaks.
Oh my gosh!
So that we have an extra one, but we really enjoy the kayaks. I like them a lot.
We made sure we got the double inflatable kayaks so that when our grandkids want to go with us, we don't have to worry about having anything else. And I like the long kayak when I'm by myself. So, I feel like it's more stable. So that kind of helps.
Have you found any place where they won't allow the inflatable kayaks?
We've had a couple of places where we didn't necessarily feel comfortable putting them in just because of either the wildlife or there was, a lot of sticks poking up through the water. Because, in Ohio, most of our big lakes in the state parks are dams. So a lot of times you've got tree branches coming up on the edges. So we've not felt real comfortable with the inflatables because of that. But we've never found a place where they said we couldn't use them.
Yeah. Yes, we call it Indiana Jones K&R.
The one park that we go to quite a bit, the Allegheny State Park.
Oh yeah.
They've got they've got 3 lakes there, and it says right on the signs, no inflatables.
I've never
Oh.
seen anybody enforce it, but
So it's,
I've just
I
that's
wonder
why.
why.
but it,
Because it's New York State. They have. It might be a lot of it with the swimming and stuff like that. They don't want people to have inflatable rafts,
Oh.
for kids. They won't even let you, take a beach ball into the swimming area there. They have lifeguards blowing the whistle every 2 minutes and stuff like that. Probably just a
That's
safety issue.
Yeah,
But-
I guess I get that, but I mean, for us, I'm looking for, like Brian said, the sticks. I'm usually not as worried about that, but I'm a northerner girl, so when we get to the south and there's gators, I get a little. It's like snakes and gators. I get a little antsy there. But we do have some places we're going to take it, and that's part of why we plan our trips, is because I want that site on the water so that we can easily put our kayak in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I want.
We're going to do some kayaking at John Pennekamp
Woo!
State Park down in Florida, which is kind of in the north end of the Keys. And
Yeah.
there we probably will rent kayaks just because it's mangrove swamp.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those issues between the possible alligators and just all the sticks and the pokey things that, I certainly don't want to be out on a long kayaking day and then all of a sudden have a hole.
No,
So
I don't want to deal with that.
or say, oh, look at that alligator.
well, here's a pro tip on the inflatables. We bought some waterproof foldable stadium chairs that fit perfectly into our kayaks, and they give you a way better back support than those inflatable seats that came with them.
We used to have those in our canoe.
Yeah, we put them in the
You gotta
canoe.
have something that helps the back.
We both have back issues, so it really helps us with that. Makes me feel like I'm sitting up and I'm not falling backward.
They're waterproof chairs. Definitely love visiting the Keys. We're going to be this early June. We're going to be in Key Largo, and then we're going to be riding Key West for the other trip, or the other part.
About the first, well, not the first week, but it's
Early.
going to take us a while to get there. But yeah, early part of June we'll be down in the Keys for about a week.
So are you leaving right after school and heading to the Keys?
My last day of school is again on a Friday, and we will start driving on Friday afternoon. It's like I'm going to leave school, come in, and probably
the RV will already be ready. The house will be empty. The cats will be in the truck
waiting for me.
And I will be standing there going, why can't you get here faster? Because I get done like 2 weeks before. So I'm always antsy by the time he is getting done.
The second the principal says I can leave, we are driving.
Yeah.
So you got plans to go to Key West, and I think you got plans to come up this way. Where else see you heading in between there?
Yeah, so we're spending Memorial Day weekend at Leicester Point Campground, which is right just like north of Knoxville. If you've never been there, it is a must-do place to go.
On Lake?
On Norris Lake.
Norris Lake.
And we've got a site right on the water. Their website opened on January 1st at 12:01 a.m. And instead of literally
missed the ball drop.
I didn't even notice that he said anything. I was just like, 12:01, get that reservation. And we got a site right on the water. And then kind of working our way through Georgia. We have family in Georgia, and working our way through the Keys. Brian's mom, who was on here, they live in the Keys, in Florida.
Central Florida.
And then kind of just the goal is to work our way up the coast, but we are going into Congaree National Park. We've never been there. John Pennekamp RV field trip. Been there before. Love it. Definitely going there. And Biscayne.
And we're going to take a boat over and do dry Tortugas.
We're checking out. We're trying to go to all the national parks. So those are we haven't been to dry Tortugas, Biscayne. And then in South Carolina, we're going to go through Congaree National Park because we haven't been to those three. And that's really the only new national parks. We're working our way up all the way to Acadia. So kind of on the coast as much as possible. And then the goal is to hike up Cadillac Mountain for sunrise. If there are any hikers in the room, you know how amazing that is. We drove to Cadillac Mountain for sunrise when we had his son with us years ago. And we're both like, we have to hike it.
He was like 9, so he couldn't handle the hike. But
yeah.
And then we're heading kind of back through central New England, and on our way back home, we're making a stop at Cuyahoga National Park. So we name every trip we take. It's a thing I do. It's my thing. So like last summer we had the Wild West vacay. So this summer it's Key West to Cuyahoga. Mm-hmm. And I think it's about 6,000 miles that we'll be driving.
We've come up with so many different names. Until the vacation is actually done, I'm not into the name at all.
Yeah.
Because this has had many versions. On the Mule, you won't be. Oh, no, I won't be there. I know that's kind of half the problem is like people come through Ohio in the summer. And we're like, well, unfortunately, we're not there.
Come in the winter and we have a guest bedroom and there's in the winter.
Your RV can park outside our house for a night. That's all that's allowed.
RV field trip is in Central Florida.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. We're normally there over our Christmas break, but we had a granddaughter born, so we stayed home and enjoyed first Christmas with her. So.
What type of rig do you have and what do you tow it with?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not the number. I don't have those kinds of things in my head. So it's a Coachman Apex
269 RVKS,
and we tow with the Ford F-150.
I know these numbers because I am the number person. But yeah, we tow it with a Ford F-150. We're ready to upgrade that already. We took that. Okay, so our RV weighs about 6,700.
Sure.
Loaded, like 6,700 pounds.
I don't know the numbers. I really don't.
Something like that. And we went through the mountains because we were out west last summer. And we got home and we said, we absolutely need to take it in just so our mechanic can say you didn't damage anything.
And it's great because our car mechanic is an RVer. So he gets it.
And he said we didn't. I mean, we needed like a transmission flush, but it really, the truck held up well, which is great. So this trip shouldn't be bad.
Our summer road trip this summer, we did 12,000 miles, 20 states and 11 national parks.
Nice.
So, I mean, we put some serious miles on that truck. So we actually had an oil change halfway through the trip. And then when we got it home, we did a full tune-up when we got it back home.
Love Daytona Beach. We're stopping close to there on our way up. I don't remember exactly where we're going to be. But we're stopping somewhere in the Daytona Beach area.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I have friends.
I'd have to look on the spreadsheet.
We have friends in Jacksonville. So we were kind of like splitting the difference.
You guys are way too organized.
I know. I think if we were traveling,
like to go by the wind and just go wherever it happens and just keep on making things up as they go. But holy cow, they got them planned out.
Well, when you have 2 months and you're trying to make the best of it, you'd spend half your time, going, okay, where do we go next, and calling a million places. And
it helps us budget. It helps us plan.
No, and my biggest philosophy is because planning is going to have some arguing. And my philosophy is we can argue at home for free. Aww.
Here's the other one.
So when we have only a limited amount of time at each destination, we want to be able to be comfortable and live and not worry about where we're going next.
Well, and we love being able to, while we're on the road, being able to be focused on being outside and doing everything that, there, rather than saying, okay, we need to spend a couple hours tonight trying to figure out where we're going next or what we're doing, or worse yet, we've seen so many people on the road in their videos, who they got there and then they can't find any place to stay, or they're stuck, or they.
Like we're going to be in Bar Harbor in July. You can't find a good campsite in Bar Harbor in July when their season is really small. Hey, Thin Blue Lane RV Life. We just met these guys in KNR's live stream, and we're police parents as well. Our son and daughter-in-law are both police officers, so there you go. Love it.
Try to make plans
to the wall. Yeah. I think the big thing was we plan our reservations, but we don't plan necessarily what we're going to do. We'll write down on our spreadsheet, because we do love that spreadsheet. Like, is there kayaking, hiking, biking? So that's just kind of a column. And that way we know we have things we can do.
Well, and a lot of times we might, if we know we have 3 days in a location, we might plan or have ideas of 3 or 4 things to do, but it's going to be weather dependent. it's going to, how you're feeling. Some days you just don't feel up to go do a 7 or 8 mile hike because, you just don't feel
That
like
would be
it.
most days for me.
So, I mean, we always
or
have
a 2 or
options.
3 mile hike.
I can do those.
There you go.
And we always leave it open because if we happen to run into, we will run into a winery because we
do that
find them
often.
or a distillery or a brewery or whatever. So if we find those things, we go do that. If we hear about a farmer's market, we like to go to local places and talk to people and say, recommend a restaurant or recommend someplace to go.
That's the way to
something
find
to
things.
do.
Yep.
Especially something free.
Yeah, that's how the gin and tonic, because we got to talk to somebody about a great distillery in Moab. So we got some gin. So yeah, it's important to us to kind of feel like a local for a minute.
I worked on a vineyard for 13 years, and we pressed wine grapes, and we shipped juice all over the country for people to make wine.
Oh wow. Was that where you guys are at?
It's up in Forestville, New York.
Okay.
Walker's Wine Juices, but
And Welch's is around here too.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
nice.
we've been to the Finger Lakes many times. We've got some definite favorite wineries over in the Finger Lakes.
Yes.
There's definitely the wine trail that goes right up along the lake from Niagara County all the way down into Pennsylvania.
If there's a wine region, we have found it.
We have.
This summer we were in Paso Robles for the 4th of July, and we didn't have a plan because of COVID at all. We just had a place we were staying, but fortunately we were lucky enough to get appointments at various places.
And had some new friends help us get appointments at places because they were doing, all the wineries were appointment only. So we had a couple of wine tastings where we were the only people in the winery because they were only allowing one party in at a time.
Yeah.
I'm not a big wine drinker. I've not been able to really.
We made our own wine, and I'm like, why are we making our own wine when you won't drink it?
Yeah.
I really can't drink that much of it. It was good, but
Yeah, I've got gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of wine that I've made.
We'll be over next week. As soon as January 30th hit or 31st.
when it's not dry January anymore.
Yeah. Such a stereotype.
So what about the hiking goal that you guys have for the Smoky Mountains?
Oh man.
Well, this goal didn't start out originally what it is. So originally we were going to hike the entire Appalachian Trail section by section. So for my 40th birthday, I said, I want to do a section of the Appalachian Trail. Let's go. We planned it.
4 days for her 40th birthday.
Yep. And we got to our town for my birthday so that I could be in a hotel. But that was the plan. And when we got done, I said, I don't want to do this. I love you. I love backpacking across Spain where we stay in a hotel. And I like
have real toilets and real showers every night.
I like doing overnight stuff, but I don't like that idea of being in a single tent without a shower with somebody who's been sweating all day. Cause I just glow, I'm sure. And so that was kind of the beginning. And so we thought, well, you know what? We love day hiking so much and we're 5 hours from the Smokies. Let's just start hiking there. And so then we found out after we'd hiked quite a bit that you can hike all 900 miles and I don't know, earn a patch maybe. So we're like,
Right.
A patch, great, great.
That's where we got our dog doing. He's already accomplished it.
They call it the Allegheny 18. There's 18 trails in Allegheny State Park, and if you do them all, they have little placards. You etch the placard, and then you can get. Well, see, you have to pay $20 to get the maps. So they charge you to get the maps and they give you a water bottle and a sticker. It's like, woohoo, I did all 18. I get a water bottle and a sticker.
Well, we lead a hiking challenge here in Dayton. So if anybody comes through Dayton for the winter season, we lead this hiking challenge. So 5 Rivers Metro Parks, which is the Dayton area park system, they have a wonderful hiking trail system.
Oh, man,
we were
amazing.
on a meeting the other night with them because they're planning more trails and planning another metro park. And so we lead a challenge to hike every single trail in every metro park over kind of the winter season here. So it takes out all the fair weather hikers and it gets us out in the winter, which is sometimes difficult,
And it's about all the parks together. It's about 120 miles that we hike for that.
And then
challenge.
and people earn a patch.
And yeah, we have patches.
And they don't have to pay $20 for any mats.
So
maybe we'll drive to Ohio. Wait, that would cost
There you
more.
go.
yeah, I mean, we've got great hikes here in Dayton. There are some flat ones. There's some hilly ones. We got waterfalls.
they're
we got
not-
lakes.
They're not Smoky Mountain Hilly,
Well,
let's
no,
be
but-
real. But
Right.
but
Well, the
we
same
did.
thing. I mean, I've done a couple of the high peaks in the Adirondacks, and that's a 7-hour hike in the Adirondacks up a mountain isn't real fun either.
Well, that's like they'll say a trail is 3 miles, but when you're climbing a mountain, it feels like 10.
I'd always be hiking with my brother, and I'm like, are we almost there? And he's like, we're almost to the top. I'm like, you're a liar. It's like,
So our saying is when we're hiking, if someone starts asking that question, we just say just another mile and a half. There's a documentary that got us hooked on that. And I think it was called Mile and a Half.
Yeah, it's about the Pacific Coast
Crest
Trail, I think.
And so, so the line is, how far is it? Just mile and a half.
Well, when we first met, we started a hiking group, and
one of the meetup clubs.
from
Oh, yeah.
the meetup. And we had like 300 members of our hiking group, and
Wow.
but we kind of got out of that because it got to the point where we were organizing all of the hikes. We had to have somebody in the front so that they could lead the hike. We needed somebody in the back to catch any stragglers, and
Yeah.
it just got to be.
It was a job. It wasn't fun anymore. And then you plan this hike and it rains and nobody would show up. And then
We never put a tail on our hikes. We tell our hikers that come with us that their one responsibility is to not get lost.
Well, because we got to take the teacher perspective. So as teachers, if you put somebody in the back, students are going to straggle. Like that's just in their nature. And adults are the exact same way. We're the worst children. And so, we're almost there. And so we don't put anybody on the back. We think that's it slows them down. And we've taken students to New York City and to London, England, and we haven't lost one permanently yet.
only semi-permanently.
Temporarily.
But I think that's really, I agree with you. Sometimes our hiking challenge can feel like a lot of work. The first year we did it, people were so excited. We had 90 people show up. Sign up for the hike, and we had to separate it into 2 hikes because you just can't have 90 people following you.
Right.
And then we were doing every hike twice that season, and I was done.
Yeah,
That's tough.
when you have 2 groups, you try to separate people with the slower hikers and the faster hikers, because there are hikers that want to
They just want to run through the trail.
they want to set a
and
world record on the hike.
Yep.
Then there's other hikers that want to stop every couple of feet and take pictures and look at things and all of that. So it's hard. That's why we got away from the hiking.
Right.
Well, we're really lucky here in Dayton. We have a huge hiking community. I think there's like 5,000
It's
members in
crazy
our
big.
Dayton hikers group. So there are dozens of hike leaders that some of them do low and slow, easy hikes. Some of them do more trail running type things. So there's really something for everybody.
Which you got to get to know the hike leader. And so everybody kind of knows, the Colemans, they know the Colemans. This is their pace.
They know what our speed is. They know,
Yeah.
how we take our pauses and what
They
kind of
know we
breaks do.
don't wait for stragglers.
And that we don't stop at the top of the hill.
That's my rule. Never stop at the top of the hill because your mind says stop, but your body could actually keep going. So I go 100 yards yards.
Then you stop.
And then I'm like, okay, now I can stop. But that's my rule.
You know numbers, but you don't know yards.
I know. I'm such an American. I'm not a football fan either, so I don't even know. Hi, RV Underway. I want to say hi. But yeah, everyone knows. And my other philosophy is suck it up, Buttercup. Come on.
I guess we're never hiking with them.
Suck it up, Buttercup. I have a shirt made that says that. If Nicole's still on here, she can attest to that.
The hip replacement slowed me down a great deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I
My
bet you
other
feel
hip-
better.
The other hip is supposed to be replaced, but that's kind of the hiking has kind of slowed down for us quite a bit. He's knocking things down.
Oh, but I haven't heard a meow yet. Yeah, I mean, you have to slow down for that kind of stuff. I've had my fair share of injury, that's for sure.
We used to say it's not a real hike until Michelle falls down.
It's true. It's true. I'm usually graceful though.
Sure.
My trail name is Muddy Butt.
She does really well going uphill. She does not do well going downhill.
They're
It's
slippery.
hard on the knees.
Slippery rocks, and yeah, it's bad knees, and I don't like slippery. And the worst hiking I hate is when it's in the fall and it's covered with leaves.
Oh
and
yeah.
it's damp. That's the worst.
Well, you don't know at all what's going on. Like you don't know where the trail is. You don't know what stump is under those leaves. Yeah, if it's steep and you're going down, it'll take you out. It will take me out.
Or those rocks that are the ankle breakers.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody, one of the moderators could put a link in for the Northwoods. They're going to be coming up after us.
Oh, nice.
But
Should drop it.
it should pop up. She's got the bots.
I got
She's
the
got all
bots
these
running.
bots
And
and
it
everything.
should drop it, but if somebody can drop it anyway.
I see that people have been checking out our channel. I just want to say thank you
thanks.
so much. Give us a minute to get back with you. We have a really good time watching everybody's videos. It sometimes takes me a minute. And he's kind of doing comments on our videos, and I'm doing comments on the videos we watch. So sometimes our communication isn't the best.
Same here. We have different jobs and
Right.
the homesteaders and stuff like that. So he knows more about them, and I'll watch more of the RVers. And same thing. I answer all the comments, and so.
We split the job, which may not be the best long-term plan. We'll see. So, but thank you. If you followed us, thank you so much. We're trying so hard to get to 1,000. And if you have suggestions, we would love to hear them. We are just having a good time. We really are. I mean, I don't know if we're always having a good time. It's kind of like climbing to the top of a mountain. It's not always fun while you're climbing to the top of the mountain, but once you get there and you see that view, it's worth it. And that's kind of our life process.
Now we got the view, but now we got to work even harder to keep it and
That's true too.
keep it entertaining and keep
Sure.
making the videos. So now there's another level of stress there a little bit.
Sure, make it real. Give me a reality check. Thanks, Judy.
Well, and anybody who's watched any of our stuff, if there's something you want to see more of, or let us know, because we're always trying to come up with more ideas.
We're not experts, but we sure will try, and we'll videotape it.
The quality of your videos is really outstanding. I mean,
All of them.
love that.
Really?
It's all a phone.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Phone and iMovie. And of course, the musician has now told me that he's going to start paying for music, which my philosophy is we're not making any money, so why spend
Got to spend money to make money, baby.
We did get a GoPro for Christmas, so he's pretty excited about playing with that new toy.
Yeah.
It's just better to pay for the music rather than to get a copyright strike. I mean, we use story blocks, and we've gotten where we've had copyright strikes, and they take care of it for us, because we got the music right from them. It's not the best music, but they have
Right.
Well, I've been using the YouTube Creative Commons studio music so far, but I'm looking at Epidemic Sound right now, and I love their content.
That's what a lot of people use.
The Rocky Mountain video was using some of that epic
That was
sound.
all I used was Epidemic Sound.
Yeah. And I love the opening of that. That was really good. So
They definitely
somebody else loves it. Love it. Thanks you guys for coming. I just so appreciate people came out. Evergreen Homestead, hello from Washington.
I'm actually really happy that people were able to meet you and be able to see what your personality is and all of that. The actual get to know you as get instead of just the videos themselves.
Right.
So people
I
get
agree.
how real you are.
So we got about a minute here. Anything you guys want to wrap it up and say? And
So we just appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we were planning on doing this at Christmas, and then we had lost all cell service because of what happened in Nashville, which was a nightmare. And then we were like, well, we're going to a campground. We know this campground. They've got great Wi-Fi, and they were having all kinds of trouble. So I appreciate that you guys gave us another chance.
no problem.
Everybody knows Wi-Fi issues.
their Sue dropped the
The Northwoods link is up here, guys. So
Awesome.
We'll see you later.
But
We'll be there.
you guys are one of the first ones that we connected with on Instagram and exchanged stickers with and stuff like that when we started.
Yeah, if
out.
anybody wants a sticker, send us a message.
Michelle. She'll send it out.
I will. And we're sending out right now. We don't live in Nashville. I don't know if they're talking to us.
Yeah,
Ohio,
they're
been to Nashville. But we're sending out road trip bingo cards. Brian and I made a road trip bingo card. So we're sending out a road trip bingo card
With our stickers.
Which our nieces and nephews were just here and they thought that was the greatest way to get back home.
cool.
So thanks for having us, you guys. We really appreciate it.
I want to thank everybody who came in and shared the evening with us, and I hope everybody enjoyed meeting the Colemans. And make sure that if you haven't yet, go over and check them out and watch some of their videos and
Head over to Corey and Lori at the
And-
Northwoods.
and make sure you see Michelle go face first into the net off the trash.
Come back next week for Brian trying to get out of that net.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
You hang on a second down there.